So when she's immortal, she has anti-revive. Yo, rest in peace a little bit. Yo, rest in peace, baby girl. Like they keep disrespecting you. Oh my god, I had no idea. Nah, as you can see, I watched this because I was like, let me check this first. Let me check this first. Luckily, I always have notifications on. I didn't check my notifications yet. I wanted to get out that April Fool's video because I was like, I need to make an Epic 7 video. So I put out that April Fool's so you can skip, right? And I come across this and I was like, oh wait, there's a thing. Of course, usually I see like a Mango video or something like that pop up, and it said that, Sinful Angelica and Roana. Now Roana is the person that has been stuck. I don't need to look at the lore of that video, but I already know she was stuck in the Cape of Straws, and she was pretty much familiar with Lulika as well, and that's pretty interesting. So I'll look a little bit here. The story of Sinful Angelica I don't care about, but I was looking at what her skills were, and it made me inspired to actually just do the video in general. So she looks pretty cool. The only thing I don't know is if she's 4 or 5 star. Look at that S3 animation. That's ridiculous. I don't care about any of that. Normally I do, but it's been a while. Angelica has been like a really cool character for a long time. So people have always hated her. So she's actually still 4 star. She's still a 4-star character, which makes her harder to obtain. You can't really wail and get her. She'll probably be within the next rotation, so you can't really wail to get her, which is kind of, it's kind of funny to think about that, right? So some people will have her, some people won't. It's kind of gonna be like, what is it, the ML Leo? It's like he was a 4-star. Whether he was good or not everyone's gonna have him, because you'd have to wail a lot and almost in an inconsiderate way swat in as well. So I'm waiting until they get to the point where they just talk about the skills, right? Making sure they don't got nothing special here on the right side. So, hey, sometimes they mess up, and they've been messing up a lot sometimes, so you never know. So her S3, I'll pause it while he's talking, right? Actually, I could just do it while he's talking. So she gains immortality for 2 turns, and she gives everyone else attack and speed buff. So I was like, that's pretty cool. You have a support that can't die for 2 turns. That's pretty cool. But what they add onto her on top of that is actually ridiculous. It makes it pretty cool, right? So when she's immortal, she has anti-revive. Yo, rest in peace a little bit. Yo, rest in peace, baby girl. Like they keep disrespecting you. They disrespect you. First they gave unable to revive to ZEUZ on a literally reset alt, so he can keep resetting to do it, right? So it's like, damn, baby girl, why am I picking you again? And then now, if Sinful Angelica pretty much ults, because there's no way currently in the meta to in the game to give immortality to another character. I think the only other way that I think you could do it, I think, is Shooting Star Katie's. I know when she revives, I think you're immortal. Don't quote me on that. And why when I say that, I can just look it up. My memory is impeccable. It's impeccable. So yeah, survives a dead ally with recovery magic and grants immortality for 1 turn. When a target is not dead, grant immortality and 2 random buffs. Technically give her immortality, outside of her own ult, which is for 2 turns, and then maybe you can run her for another turn. The ability to stop a revive on another character, it really hinders people trying to go with that strategy. Vildred has been a pest in a lot of people's sides, but the problem is that no one really has the tools for it. And again, this is a hard tool to get. Lilibet is a guaranteed tool that you can get, because the fact of the matter is that eventually she can go on a banner, you can summon on the banner, get Lilibet, and you have a solid anti-revive unit. You're not guaranteed ZEUZ unless they put them on the metal shop. They'd have to put him there. I think he was not there because he was like the first character that was ever introduced into that shop, so he has to go on there, then you'd have a guaranteed way to get it. So the more ways to get it is just to lessen that annoying factor, the Maid Chloe, the Vildred, the Ruel, who are pesky, very pesky and annoying, and a lot of people don't like it, but they can't just directly nerf those characters. But what they could do is give you answers, so people run the risk, especially in something like RTA, if you start picking Vildred and you pick all this nonsense, and the person can just pick, oh, now I just pick Sinful Angelica. Now you have to think, do I have to ban the Sinful Angelica? And the person that knows that they just picked Sinful Angelica now has a better draft. So it makes RTA more interesting. It makes really fun for people that are doing arena, that they can actually, mix things up a little bit. So it opens up a lot. But guess what? She ain't done yet. she ain't done yet. What's also cool is that now with the S1, if she's immortal, she will trigger a dual attack with the enemy with the highest attack. She also has attack break as well. So attack break allows you, it's one of the best debuffs in my opinion, and that's super good. Super good. Look at that. And then A Vildred's dead. So at the end of the day, I think she's really strong, and I think that that's like it's really good. I can't say as much as it. Like I said, she's going to be hard to get because she's going to be just like I was showing Shooter Star Katie. She's a 4-star ML unit, so it's a little bit hard to get. You can't wait for them to be on some type of banner, but if you get her, you're gonna do a lot better in the current meta of things. So good luck hunting her down. Anyway, let's go to the other one. Now, Roana is another character that breaks my rule. She was a she's a still character that is now animated. I gotta look into a little bit more of her lore. Let's see the S3. Oh my. Okay, it's a buff. It looks like a revive buff. Prominent eyes was Astra. Oh my. So they're showing you that it's very likely she's going to be the next side story because she was never a moving character in when she was in the story. Side story beyond the boundary. Yeah, she's the next character. Oh, so she likes Rowana likes straws. That's what happened. So that's interesting. So they actually liked each other. I couldn't figure out for the life of me when I was looking at the lore before is that Strauss had Rowana in the cape and it really didn't explain it too well, or maybe I wasn't paying attention enough while she was stuck in the cape, what significance she had. It's just because he was trying to save her. She doesn't have a body because the star got destroyed, whatever. So pretty much that's why she was in his cape, and when Lulu gets sucked into the cape, and it's like Strauss wanted that to be arranged for some reason. I couldn't figure that out either. It's because Lulu is close to Rowana. So it all makes sense somewhat, and maybe it'll make more sense in the side story. But for now, let's hero introduction. Yes. 5-star. Oh, and we have an Earth Soul Weaver. So where's Ray? When's Ray? I gotta say that all the time. HP on HP. I'm not going to compare the stats to anything right now, but it is interesting to get another Earth character because, you know, water is still running rampant. There needs to be a character that can shut down Seaside Bologna. That's what we need. That's what the game needs. That's what other people need, not me. I don't care too much. 771. Skill introduction. Okay, Vigilant Eye. She reminds me of a roll from Mega Man. Recovers health of all allies when an ally is attacked by an extra attack, counter attack, or dual attack. So let's recap attack. Extra attack, which would be anything like, you know, Vildred's S2, things of that nature. Counter attack, or, you know, this is also Dust Devil. Counter attack, as we know what that is, that's self-explanatory. Or dual attack, which, you know, that's fun too. And increases combat readiness of all allies by 5% each per ally attack, so the max of that would obviously be like 20, so you can get 20 combat readiness push from everyone when shenanigans happens. Oh yeah, and of course Seaside Bologna attack when she does her "no, I'm getting bud" or whatever the heck, so that would give everyone 20% combat readiness push, which is a nice, and this is why it's cool to have another counter, because Cerise would counter that with the restrict, you know, making sure that no one's getting all this other stuff. But Cerise might have a problem because she is Earth. So very interesting because she's the one that's providing the passive, right? Amount recovered is proportional to the caster's max health and the number of allies attacked. I just flipped that, attacked allies. So caster's max HP again is always good. You never want target max HP. That means that you can stack HP on her, and you saw her memory imprints or HP as well. That means you can stack, and it will benefit the healing, and I feel like the last person that had that was Tamarine. So this is a really good passive, and this is the S2. They're not showing what the S3 is so far, but so far already really good way to counter out Seaside Bologna and Charles, who are running rapid and very annoying, and people hate them. And at least it shows that the dev team knows that, you know, hey, maybe we should have something to stop all this dual attack nonsense. And think about Charles, for instance. Charles is going to counterattack because, you know, he can't help himself, right? He counterattacks. That's going to be 5% combat readiness to everyone because one ally got attacked by a counterattack. He follow-up attacks. That's another 5%. So you just gave a 10% combat readiness push to everyone, literally on the team, just due to Charles, just because Charles can't help himself. Seaside Bologna counterattack, right? Or her focus counterattack, that's giving 20% to everyone when she does that. So that's really strong. And combining this with some other characters, you can have people like ML Tywin that's going to cleanse the team if any debuffs actually stick. There's a lot of combo and a lot of stuff that she opens up, in my opinion. So, oof, I'm really excited for that. And this is, again, just the passive. Let's go deeper. And now they're going to show us an example of it, right? Vigilant Eye. The shotting guns are always powerful. Boom, boom, double heals. Oh yeah, and they get healed. I forgot to mention they're getting healed when that happens too. Oh, what do you think? Boom. Yeah, allowing your team to be stupid. Thank you. Oof. Noble Recos. Pause. Recovers the health of all allies and grants revive for 2 turns. Amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's max health. Awesome. So it's Make Chloe, but Make Chloe with a heal, no attack buff, and it's scaling off her max HP again, which is great. Can go down from 1 cooldown to 4 turns, which is kind of disgusting because she can have Candlestick. You can run her with the Candlestick. She's going to be stacking HP like crazy. Her S2 is not like Elena's, so it's not an actual skill. It just looks like it's just triggering slowly. It's a normal passive, so you can't mark her in this tome, but you'll have to do something. You got to do something to spam this. But what's cool is that they're bringing another counter to Revive, so it makes a Revive character not seem as annoying to come into the meta. But on top of that, this is going to be a Revive character everyone will have because she's coming on a banner. So, oh god. And I just made a video about how Epic 7 has, you know, kind of slowed down for me, and now I'm coming back because it's Earth. Most important is that it's Earth, and I've always wanted to run a tanky Earth team, and this might be my dream come true. But it's really, I need to know what that S1 does. Let's look at that animation one more time. Save us all. There you go, little halo. Alright, S1 attacks the enemy, granting a barrier to the ally with the lowest health. Oh, counter. You can run her on counter. Because she'll save herself if she's the lowest, and she'll also, you can run counter with Celestine. Damn. Grants a barrier to all allies for 2 turns after attacking if you soul burn for 20. That's not bad. But yeah, that's definitely what you're gonna do. I don't see why you don't run counter. Why do you not run HP counter? You give a barrier every time that triggers, and you can heal with Celestine on top of that. Because you can't run her fast. We can go back. I'll go back at the end of the video, right? And I'll see what her speed is. But I guarantee her speed is shit. There's no way it's good. And the barrier strength has Molagores too. How is she not a limited character? Yeah, look at this. Use a health set in her. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, did they say use her imprint? That's like, yo, give us money and summon like a banshee. Of course, get her in. Artifact introduction. Interesting, they never did this before. Touch of Recos. Recovers the health of all allies by 5% after being attacked. This effect can only be activated once per turn. Amount recovered is to the target's max HP. Makes sense, and then goes all the way up to 10. This is a Soul Weaver thing, so AoE heal, that doesn't seem that crazy, but after being into L, and it only activates once per turn. I think you're better off with some of the other Soul Weaver artifacts. I really think that people are sleeping on Shramada's Staff. I think that that's a really good artifact. You give out effect resistance to everyone, and your heals are better as well, as the higher the ranking of it is. I think that that's way better. But this is interesting. It is interesting. Yeah, that really hurts it. Only activating once per turn. April 9th. So she comes out in a week pretty much. Let me just go back to her thing here. And her speed is 98. Exactly. Exactly. I'm thinking like there's no way that she's gonna have high speed on top of that, which I mean it's very close to 100, you know, 120 being what we would consider high speed. But she makes me want to make a guide. It's like I haven't wanted to make a guide in so long, and I always say that, and then I don't make a guide, so don't hold your breath. But anyway, interesting character. Which one do you guys think is better? But I'm definitely think that it's nice that they're bringing more counters to Revive, because it's a very pesky and annoying mechanic. And the best part about with RTA, like I was mentioning the other one, is that there are popular picks, but as you introduce more characters that can counter what's popular, you change the meta and you make something that's more meta, more risky, and then you kind of make things a little bit different. You spice it up, and the more spice that you bring to Epic 7, the more longevity it's going to have, and that's what the game needs. When games like 7 Deadly Sins come out, you want to have something that makes people say, well, I still like Epic 7, or you know, they at least want to come back to it because, you know, there's still something good to come back to when they play these new gotchas that come out. So I think that this was a really good hit. They have a really funny story on April Fools. You guys should check out my other video that April Fool's story is really funny. They always know how to pull you back. Good shit to Smilegate and Epic 7. They always find a way to kind of draw me back, and it's for me, it's the characters and the lore. You give me those two things, you'll at least do my dailies. I'll do my dailies. That's all I can give you. That's all I can promise. But if you are interested in this game and you just saw these characters and thought they were interesting, but it's your first time because you came from another game, remember, you can go to the description and hit up that BlueStacks download code. I really would appreciate if you did so. And I also know that chapter 10 is going to be released as well, and I've been keeping up with the story, so I'm kind of happy to see what happens after Strauss gets bodied. So yes, Strauss is bodied right now. How the sword's gonna come out, Faustus I think is his name, and how they're gonna actually end off this episode, because, you know, that's a really big thing, and then what they're gonna lead into episode 3 in the coming months. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.